Hi Libra, how are we today? I'm just doing our weekly readings. This week we're doing a little bit of everything, okay? So we're going to be looking at general messages, important messages in love, as well as, I will be getting a card or two for health, and then looking at social stuff as well. Being such a busy Christmas time of year, social stuff kind of showing its little head, and everyone sort of needing to know a little bit about what's going on a social aspect as well. All right, because we've all got Christmas parties that we're starting to attend and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I'm wanting to check that aspect as well. Now, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. But this week we are using the messages from the Fairies Oracle, as well as the Red Hand Lenormand. Okay, so that's got quite a few extra cards in that deck, so we can make the most of those messages today. All right, getting into it for you, Libra, starting off with some oracles. Libra, what does Libra need to know right now, please? Okay, and I am on TikTok now as well, guys. So check the description box for the link if you want to check that out. I have just been doing some short, little mini messages for each sign over there, just once a week. But I am doing the, YouTube shorts when I can as well. I skipped that one last week because of the big shadow work reading. So, I did do the big shadow work reading last week for anyone who hasn't caught that one as of yet. Okay, Libra. What does Libra need to know right now, please? Oh, I don't think I need a second one for you today, Libra. On the bottom of the deck, we've got everything's okay. All right, don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. So that's probably why I'm feeling that I don't need to grab you a second oracle. Everything does seem to be, on track for you, Libra. We do have this beautiful card here, which says healing, healed, healer. Okay, so this shows us that you've been through that process. You have been healing from a lot of things around, I'm kind of getting that for some of you, this is some past love stuff that you've been healing from. You have now healed from, and now you're able to offer your healing services to the universe. Okay, healing energy surrounds you and this situation. So whatever has been going on for you, know that you are through, going through those steps. You have been healing. I feel like for a lot of you, you are now healed, and now able to be a healer in some sense as well. So, that can come through sometimes as, imparting advice and wisdom onto those around you going through similar situations, that sort of energy, okay? But also for some of you, that may actually be a more physical healer energy. So you may be involved in a career choice that is a healing sort of career. Once again, even I'm just getting strongly that for a lot of you, this is just in you imparting your life's wisdom onto others, giving people advice. So whether that be in a career aspect or just in your general life, I do feel that for a lot of you, you are able to help other people with their healing, just by talking through things with them. So that's a really lovely energy for you, Libra. But we'll have a look with the Lenormand as well. Okay, Libra. What does Libra need to know right now? Okay. So firstly, we have the key, which I feel as though is directly related to that oracle that we saw, that, success. All these new opportunities are opening up for you to, not only heal yourself, but heal others around you, heal. I feel like for some of you too, this is healing, the universe, healing something to do with nature, that you're now able to, use your own little personal power to, inspire growth in things around you. Okay, so that's coming through very interestingly. But the key really does talk about success. All right, and successful opportunities. All right. So the person that you are, Libra, the things that you've gone through, they're actually opening up brand new doors for you, that are leading to further success for you as well. So that's a lovely energy. And then I do have this interesting little energy here, but I'm just going to grab one more to clarify that. Okay, so we do have the candle coming through for you, which usually the candle does talk about, love, like the eternal flame of love for someone or something. But I do feel that for a lot of you, Libra, this is more so something. This is that flame burning brightly within you yourself, not necessarily to do with love, although it very well could be. We'll have a look when we check some cards for love specifically, but I do feel as though this is that flame that burns within you, the things that you have a lot of passion and desire towards, just in general life, whether that be love, career, all these other aspects. I feel like it's slightly different for everybody, but for some of you, this is kind of letting me know that you may be sort of burning the candle too brightly. Don't burn out kind of energy. So, maybe just finding some time to slow down and relax so that you don't lose that spark within yourself for whatever it is that you're involving yourself in here. So I do feel that for some of you, you may be just burning just a little bit too brightly and need to sort of temper that down a little bit and take some time for yourself so you don't lose that, that flame, that desire that you have for all these things that you want to fulfill here, because I do feel that for those of you that's the case where you may be burning a little bit brightly, we do get that energy of some sort of forced rest. When you forget to rest yourself, the universe will come on in and force that to happen one way or another, which you don't want to allow that to happen, because that's when, the more negative stuff can sometimes happen, because it's, being forced upon you to rest yourself, your body, your spirit. I do feel for majority of you, this is talking about your spirit rather than your physical body. But once again, we are going to draw some health cards as well. So this is just the general section so far. But we are seeing that, that flame within you, not allowing yourself to lose that spark, and to make sure that we are, checking within ourselves that, hang on, yes, do I, am I burning a flame? Am I burning a flame for this thing? Do I feel passionate about this thing? And not allowing that to sort of die, and not kind of only going for, not going for things that it's not lighting a fire under your butt sort of energy. Really focusing on what burns brightly within me, and following that, rather than allowing yourself to, just do things because you feel like you have to, or whatever. But we do see here the scythe. All right, and that was clarified by the ship as well. So for some of you, this is that forced rest. Okay, that if you forget to rest and you burn yourself out, spirit coming in here and forcing a bit of a break for yourself. For quite a lot of you, this is some sort of break, as in a holiday break, because we do see, with the scythe, it talks about a sudden break or an unexpected change coming through, and for some of you, this is definitely a holiday. The ship does talk about, a lot of times physical distance, physical travel. So for some of you, this is definitely, a break sort of coming into, a break as in a get away from everything at the moment. So I do feel that for quite a lot of you, there may be some travel coming up, and it may actually be unexpected travel. You may not be planning on this travel. It may just sort of all of a sudden you have to go on a break, or you have to go on a holiday. You have to travel somewhere for some reason. Okay, so the ship there, it can also talk about, just starting new journeys within yourself. So, finding that spark within you, leading you to this sudden breakaway from, do you know what, I don't actually have a flame for that thing. I'm going to break away from that and travel towards this other thing that I do really, there's a fire burning within me and I've got to get it out kind of energy. So you may just sort of be traveling metaphorically towards something, because this does sort of talk about, your ships are all coming in and you're setting sail, on a brand new journey, a brand new adventure for yourself. So, but once again, I keep getting that for a lot of you, this is physical travel. All right. So, but it may be unexpected. You may not be expecting to travel. Okay. And just for one or two of you, that is something to do with somebody that you do sort of have a long-standing flame for, like you do have a passion for that person, and you're sort of unexpectedly going to be traveling towards that person, or unexpectedly they're traveling towards you. Okay, so I do feel that, for some of you where that is connected to love, that eternal flame that we hold for people. And that can just be, platonic as well. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're talking about romantic love there. It's just that you've held this flame and held this love and whatnot for this person, like kind of eternally, because the candle is kind of that flame that we burn at the window, hoping that someone will come home. So we do sort of see that with that ship coming through, that, for some of you, it may be the case of somebody long lost to you, finally returning home. All right. And that may be the unexpected change you're looking at here. Okay. But looking into love for you, Libra, pardon, what's going on for our Libras with romantic love? What does Libra need to know about romantic love? That's an interesting message. The cards we've gotten here for you are all out of the extra cards for this particular deck. So they're that this deck does have, like, I think 12 extra cards, and so all the loved ones you have gotten are brand new to this particular deck. We do have the City. Okay, so that talks about, busyness happening for you, a lot of things happening all at once, maybe a lot of people involved in your love life at the moment, because it is that really frenetic kind of busy energy. A lot of the time it gives me like it's showing me like a road just chock-a-block full of cars all trying to get to the same place, but it's all like individuals, each person in their own little car bubble, all trying to get to the same place, but not sort of looking around at how crowded the road is. And it's kind of that I'm getting like a traffic jam kind of energy where, there's so many people trying to achieve the same goals. But because they're not actually connecting with what's actually right here around them, it's causing like congestion. That's such a weird analogy I'm getting there with that. But it's kind of like that busyness, like so it's kind of letting us know, don't be focused so much on the destination. Focus on all the busyness going on around you, like in the immediate surroundings, focusing a little bit more on, all the, because I feel like for a lot of you, this is multiple opportunities around you, just a busyness of opportunities around you, paying attention to, you may be walking down a crowded street, but you're not paying attention to, you may be walking past hundreds of people, but not feeling connected to any of them, just sort of in your own little bubble, focused on that end goal. And it keeps showing me to focus on your immediate surroundings a little bit more. There may be, for those of you who aren't in a connection, there may be somebody close to you already that you're not seeing because you're trying to focus on, further away. You're not actually looking close. Okay. And same kind of the same for those of you who are in a connection. You may be sort of looking, I'm getting shown with those of you who are in a connection, I'm getting shown, you looking up at these skyscrapers, but not seeing the doorway right in front of you to actually get up there and see clearly. You're kind of just looking up in amazement and awe, but not seeing the doorway right in front of you to go to the elevator to get up there. There's something that it feels like, to you right now, it feels like it's insurmountable. It's like that, miles away up in the sky, you can't reach that. But if you actually look a little bit closer around you to what's going on in your immediate life, the doorway's right there to get onto that. It just involves some steps. Okay, so for those of you where this is something going on in a connection, stop looking so far away at the end goals. Once again, look closely around you to how you can sort of start to take steps towards those end goals rather than focusing on the end goals is kind of what I'm getting shown here. Because we do also have the void as well as the astral card. Okay, so they are the two jokers in the deck. Which is very interesting to me because, the jokers, it's kind of like those anything could happen energy. It could be absolutely anything coming through here, especially with the void too, because the void is kind of like, I feel like this is you kind of allowing yourself to get, drugged down a little bit into this black hole of like, once again, I'm getting drawn to that idea of, you're looking too far away. You're looking out into space at this black hole and all you're seeing is the black hole, but you're not seeing what's around you, which is this astral energy. All right. Because the astral energy is like personally one of my personal favorite energies here, in this deck, this particular deck, the red hand deck. I do really love that energy of the astral. Whereas the black hole is kind of the opposite. You're kind of only seeing the darker sides of things, whereas the astral is all about, focusing on the stars in the sky that are shining brightly. This is where you're kind of at, where you're only seeing the darkness. So it's kind of like, because you're so stuck in looking at all the negatives, you're not actually seeing all the positives. And you're not seeing, it just feels like there's something that you're not seeing. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. There's a little skink running around on my floor and it's headed straight for me. I do get some little, skink lizards getting into this. It's on my toe. Getting into this house. Let's see if I can catch him. Oh, no, he's off. But he was on my toe. Sorry, Libra. I'll have to try to catch him and put him back outside. But it's been raining pretty on and off here. So I have noticed that they do try to sneak in the house when it's raining. They must just like the warmth and the dry away from the rain, which, I can't complain. And I have a pet lizard too, so it's not like I don't like lizards or anything, so I'm not worried really at all. But they're only tiny. They're about this big, these little skinks, and I don't know. Do you have skinks in other countries as well? Like I know a lot of countries got like geckos and other types of lizards, but I don't know about skinks. I know we've got a lot of different types of lizards and skinks in Australia, but these little ones, they're only about this big, and they're sort of very common in the garden and around the house in Australia. And they actually drop their tails if they're scared. And this little guy running around has got no tail at the moment, so he's obviously dropped his tail at some point. Hopefully not in my house, because they do still wiggle even when they're not attached. But I'm now going down that black hole here. I'm sorry, Libra. But yeah, so that void, it's kind of showing us that's where you're at, whereas you kind of need to be here. Once again, I'm getting drawn to that. Yeah, there's something that you're kind of missing. There's something that you're not seeing that's close around you when it comes to love. You're you're focusing, on all the negatives rather than anything positive around you, because this astral, it does sort of let us know this is all about, your third eye, opening your third eye, listening to your intuition, following your dreams and whatnot, really, taking the that extra dimension, that astral dimension into consideration here when it comes to this sort of stuff, and having a little bit more faith that, things will work out how you need them to. But it kind of does feel a little bit like you're stuck in space at the moment, and not really focusing on the realities of the situation. There's a lot going on for you, on that extra plane, so we're seeing things, there's this extra layer to your love life at the moment, where things are occurring in that extra layer, and things are, there's things that, you're kind of getting a little bit trapped in the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, rather than seeing the reality and listening to the reality of what's going on a little bit here. I'm just going to get one more just to clarify that. Can we just clarify that void and astral energy for Libra, please? But yeah, I'm just feeling that you're getting sucked into this void of not focusing on the positives. And that's getting, clarified here with the star. Okay, so the star is all about your wishes and dreams, and those being fulfilled. So there's definitely this element of stop focusing on, that energy of sucking yourself down into this black hole, this endless black, that you're sucking, this endless darkness that you're allowing yourself to get trapped in. Focusing more on that astral plane of listening to your intuition, and trusting that you are being guided towards your wishes coming true here. Having a little bit more hope and optimism that things are happening for a reason, that they're happening the way that they're supposed to when it comes to love. But also, once again, with that city energy, that I feel like there's a lot of energy going on under the surface here for you, but you're not actually seeing the reality. You're getting a little bit stuck just in the nether regions here, and not actually looking or taking into consideration, the reality, and what's the reality of your wishes when it comes to love as well. How, it's one thing to sit there and, wish for something, but you're not actually seeing how that actually comes in reality. Like, what steps need to be taken in reality to achieve this wish when it comes to love. All right. So a bit of a weird message there, Libra, but that's what we have for you today. I also feel too that with the astral card there may be something that you've been, it may actually be talking about, there's a wish being presented to you in your actual dreams, and you're not paying attention to that. And it's asking you to start paying attention to the little things, and paying attention to your dreams and your true wishes, and how do they actually manifest into reality, rather than just wishing and wishing and wishing. Start to think about how can that wish become reality. All right. So you're just missing something. There's something you're missing. You're allowing yourself to get sort of stuck in the, the end goal. Once again, I just kept getting that same message. All right, but Libra and health. Anything going on for Libra with physical health, please? Okay, so I do have the letter and the heart. Okay, so you can kind of see too that this is the physical representation of a heart in this particular deck as well. So, for some of you, I feel as though we may already be in communication. This may actually be test results. This letter, it is a communication card, but I do feel that for some of you, this may be sort of test results, specifically in regard to heart issues. For some of you there, I'm getting I'm getting told that, with that heart, that, everything is working out fine. The heart is all about unconditional love. It still keeps beating on, that kind of energy. So I am getting that this communication is positive for you, Libra. There may be some sort of test results you're waiting on. You may be needing to communicate concerns with somebody, or talk things through with somebody about any concerns you may have. With that heart energy, we do, of course, see potential, issues with heart-based stuff. But I am feeling that for majority of you, it's not necessarily heart. For some of you, that could be to do with heartbreak. All right, because we are seeing that that void energy that you're kind of a bit stuck in. So some of you may be sort of so much focused on that heartbreak, and allowing yourself to get sucked down into a black hole with heartbreak issues, that you're not seeing the you're only looking at the bigger picture. You're not seeing that, that what's going on right here, right now kind of stuff as well. Whereas here's that communication coming through to kind of communicate with yourself a little bit more about what is going on for you in that realm, if that is the case for you. All right, but for some of you, yeah, definitely some sort of, I feel like it's good news in regard to any health issues regarding your heart. All right. Okay, and social. What's going on for Libra with social stuff, please? We have the cross here. So there is some burdens that you've been carrying in regard to something on a social level, whether that be with friends, family, loved ones. There is some burdens that you've been carrying. It does sort of let us know, have faith that everything will work out how it is destined to. It's kind of showing us that you do need to, remove those past burdens, and just focus on, shining your light forward. We do have the Tower there, so it really does talk about those burdens may be foundational burdens. Okay, so something about the way that these social friendships, the foundation of these friendships has been sort of formed. There may be some sort of burden that you're carrying in regard to that, and really needing to sort of shine a light on those issues for yourself, and really look at those issues and work out exactly where you want to guide yourself toward when it comes to the social stuff. All right, so I just want to get one more on regard to that. Okay. Advice for Libra with social aspects, please. Rider. Okay, so just get on your horse and go. No, it's kind of talking about good news on the way, that these burdens, I do feel like, are being lifted with that rider coming through as your advice. Definitely does talk about good news on the way. You may be able to bring some good news to others. Share your good news with others. It will help you lift any burdens that you're carrying. I do feel that for one of you, there's a friend that in particular that you've sort of been carrying them a little bit, but with that Tower energy, it can talk about, taking some time to yourself before, getting back out there and mingling with others. So I do feel as though for a lot of you, though, this is just, it's pretty neutral energy, to be honest. I feel as though you will be getting good news in regard to some burdens being lifted with friendships and social stuff, social commitments. You may be feeling a little bit overburdened by, just the amount of commitments that you've got on a social aspect, and that it's fine to take some time to yourself if you need to. Remember that you need to build yourself strong, build your fortress against holding those burdens. Okay, so the good news is that, your good news is on the way, that you are going to be able to release these burdens that you've been carrying socially. I'm just sort of getting told there that for one or two of you, this has got to do with some sort of social anxiety, where you feel as though you don't share very much with other people. Whereas, your advice is to, share your good news with people. All right, and it should work out really well for you there. Like I said, it's coming through as a very neutral energy, so it's not really flagging out that there's anything of concern or anything huge happening in that social aspect. Other than maybe releasing some of the burdens we've been carrying. Spend some time to yourself before sharing all your good news with others. But your advice is to share, interact, get on your bike and take yourself to where you want to go when it comes to social stuff. All right, Libra. That's what we have for you this week. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Please subscribe if you're not already, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.